coming up in this week's episode. That can't have ended well. Gunshot! Here we come, baby. Weipa shell. Now the load clearance here is 3 metres, so we couldn't actually go through the normal, but they do have an external, I guess, unroofed section for larger vehicles. So we're out here. It's $2.46.9 per litre at the Shell diesel in Weipa, which isn't too bad given where we are. Our expensive one was back there at Archer River Roadhouse, which was $3.02. So this is pretty good, isn't it? All right, so we're going to absolutely fill to the brim. We've got 3/4 of the tank to actually fill up, so that should get us up and back to the top. Fantastic. It's time to rejoin the tag-along convoy for this section of the tour, and today we are positioned 4th with 9 vehicles in total. We are the only van in tow, with another couple, Jill and Dave, towing their camper trailer. We experienced some very creative driving from passing traffic and road sections of the Cape that have it all. The good, the bad, and, well, the just plain terrible. Time to drop off our van and camper trailer at Bramwell Station, leaving Katie and Jasper behind, and the rest of the crew head off to check out the now infamous Palm Creek crossing with our tour leader, Tony.
It's about 4 k's from Bramwell Junction up to the first creek crossing. It's Palm Creek. Palm Creek, as you'll see, is pretty gnarly. There's a few entrances. There's one where a car rolled onto its roof going down it the other day.
We won't be doing that.
We won't be doing that, no. Usually there's not much traffic this time of day because people pretty much have to go from here north. So when you've got a big hole coming up, just straddle that hole, put the hole underneath the middle of your car. So that way it stops your car tipping from side to side and keeps your wheels on the ground and maintains traction.
Looking good. Looking good. Looking good, guys. Looking right. Hey. Okay, so that was a little bit mean. I banged on every window as I went past and scared the absolute out of the ladies. Anyway, sorry about that. Back to the telly track.
Like a week ago, you probably saw it on Facebook. In a 78 or something with a big canopy on it, went down here and tipped over nose first onto his roof.
A little bit more. Yeah, slow. It needs to go over more. Slow. You're up, boys? You good?
Okay, so good to be a passenger. I'm enjoying this part of the trek. Tony at the wheel, which is good. And we just went and checked out part of the old telegraph track, or where the old overland telegraph line was originally. Is this pretty gnarly four-wheel drive circuit that you can do. Now, we've all seen the YouTube clips of people absolutely breaking their vehicles. So it was nice to come here and not break anything. It would have been cool to see some people, you know, trying to break stuff, but we didn't. But this week on Facebook, and I'll try and get the access to this actual footage, because you cannot believe it as it's happening. And a vehicle here at Palm Creek went in. I mean, it is incredibly steep. It's literally vertical, okay? So I reckon that's enough to tell you it's not a good idea. But yeah, hit the front bull bar onto the ground, literally vertical, and then just rolled straight onto his roof. Very fortunately escaped with their lives. But scary. I reckon that'd be probably the worst scenario you could find yourself in. And of course, lots of onlookers making them famous on social media. So look, it's crazy stuff, but it is amazing to come and at least see it, and especially on a tour like this with Tony and for all of this crew. This would be completely out of their comfort zone. I mean, it's out of our comfort zone. So to be able to come and do it, still have the adventurous spirit, and but to be guided through is a real gift in all this. So we're heading back now, back to Bramwell Station. It's comedy night. There's 3 comedians. There's a wonderful dinner that's going to be put on, a few beverages, early night, big travel day tomorrow, so looking forward to it. And look, the other thing I want to say is that we read online and we saw that the entry into Bramwell, that last sort of 15 Ks, is really terrible. Look, it obviously changes every day, because it was fine. The part before that was terrible, but only in you know, sort of 5 kilometre amount. So that's enough for you to be like, God, this is just not good, to then get over it quick enough, because then it smooths out again. So look, it changes every day. I think it is what it is. Drive to the conditions, or the prevailing conditions, as all the signs say, whatever that means. The ever-changing conditions is what I guess it means, and you will be sweet. I think what's happened with this group already after almost week 1 is that they've all found this stepping out of their comfort zone. They all look 10 feet tall, you know. They've all got this newfound confidence that, hey, I got this. From day 1 and that first dinner back there at Cooktown, where everyone was, you know, wearing their nerves basically on their sleeve, to now where they're all high-fiving, is the best part of this experience. And I think that's what makes this so good, Tony. So time for a beverage?
Probably.
Yeah, let's do it. All right.
Thanks, buddy. Just another 22 vehicles to come.
Yeah, I just heard that.
Thanks, mate. Busted.
Woohoo!
I didn't know you guys had a cruise.
That's super cool.
That's awesome.
We had one of the buses in the other night. It was an ATP bus. You know, the younger crowd than the other one, Heritage. Oh God, they're old. They get out of Heritage. It looks like a reunion of Cocoon. These two old guys, they got out and they went, "Hey, listen, George, I'm talking to you. Did you know the lions, they have romantic encounters 15 to 30 times a day?" His mate went, "Bugger, I just joined Rotary." Mouth organ.
Today to get on to see how my house is going. I've got the brother looking after it. I said, "How's everything in Sydney?" He said, "Oh, the weather's been a little rain." He said, "It's been very dry." Anyway, he said, "It's okay." I said, "How's my little pet cat, Sooty?" I love that cat. He said, "It's dead." I said, "What?" He said, "It's dead." I said, "Well, that's a terrible way to tell me. You know, you could have broken it a bit softer because it's my favourite animal. I loved it." He said, "Well, what should have I said?" "Well, you could have said the cat fell off the roof. It was up there and it fell off. Hurt its back. He took it to the vet. He kept it overnight. And he rang in the next morning. He said, that cat's not going to get any better. So I had to put it down, but it passed away peacefully. Now, had you told me like that, it would have been a lot easier on me." I said, "Oh, all right then." I said, "Anyway, how's Mother?" He said, "Well, she was up on the roof." She came in one morning and she said, "I want you to make love to me right now in the kitchen. Here, now." I said, "Why?" She said, "I want to time an egg." So we sat down to soft-boiled eggs. You can laugh, best 3 minutes she's ever had, I tell you. Better than those rodeo blokes, or those rodeo riders. I reckon 8 seconds is a good ride.
If Alan Jones, the radio broadcaster, ever did it, he'd probably do it like this. Have a listen to this. Well, it's lonesome away from your kid and all, it's your family out there, it's important stuff. By the campfire at night with the wild dingoes called. They're not wild dingoes anymore, they're inbred with the town dogs, for God's sake. What are they doing about that? Well, Billy the blacksmith, listen to this, listen to this. Billy the blacksmith, the first time in his life, well, he's come home cold sober to his darling wife. It's a sad story, he's a binge drinker, this bloke. He walks in the door, she says, "You're early, Bill, dear." Then he breaks down and tells her the pub's got no beer. Now, I think this is a disgrace. There's a hotel in rural Australia. Now, people out there in rural Australia, the cane fields, the crops, they're working their guts out. Where's Palajay? Get the beer to the pub. The pub's got no beer. What are they doing about it? Absolutely nothing. I don't care. Get Albanese on the line. It's a disgrace.
rolling.
Oh, good morning. Oh, Lord.
Today we're on the bumpiest road we have ever driven on in our life.
There we go. All right, out of Bramwell, back onto the corrugations. Bramwell. Look, I think the only real problem with these sort of corrugations is that what goes up must come down. In that we know we have to come back all this way, which is the only bit that sort of hurts my head a little bit. But look, the van is travelling very well, so is the 79. Oh, love ya. So we're feeling good about it all. It is just hectic at times, you know. Anyways, we're going to stop up here at Bramwell Junction. It's only about 5k's up the road once you get back out onto this main highway. Give these guys a wave. They're down in the service road. Might be a little smoother down there. But we'll stop there. There's these giant anthills. They are taller than us, but they're taller than us even if Katie was standing on my shoulders. They're that tall. So we'll show you those, and then we'll be on to drop the vehicles off that are towing trailers or like us with the van, and then head into, I guess, the famous part of the telly track, which is Gunshot. I don't think anyone in our group is going to give that a crack, but we should be able to check out some other people there, trying their and trying not to wreck their vehicle but have fun at the same time. So let's do it. All right, happy?
Woohoo! Let's do it. Look at that. That's the view.
Hey, how good was the comedians last night and the dinner?
The dinner at Bramwell and the comedians were awesome. 3 older gentlemen in the afternoon of their amazing lives, as Paul would say. They were fantastic. It was good, mostly clean.
I'd even go as far to say one of them was on heaven's doorstep. He was at the pearly gates knocking, just waiting for someone to open the gates.
No, it was good. It was a bit of music, lots of laughs.
Oh, bitumen.
Oh my God, so good. There we go. Look at that changing view. That's better. Don't let it lull you into a false
Lord.
sense of security,
God
though,
bless
Paulie.
you, bitumen.
It shall only last a moment.
Aha, what's going on in here?
Toasty time.
Woohoo, morning tea.
Morning tea.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call it. How good's this? A little pull-off spot. Protected from the wind.
Some good advice we got too, I don't know if we've spoken about this, was to drop your table down when you travel. That was from some other zoners, because your table can have a life of its own on these corrugations.
Do you know what I reckon would be a good little improvement to this? Is to drop it down and then have some sort of locking mechanism underneath the table to hold it in place, because we've noticed that even though it's down, it still does move around.
Yeah.
Like that.
That
so it'd be good to be able to
almost
lock
looks like one of those new dance moves. Katie, what do you call that?
I call it the table.
I call it the corrugation.
Yeah.
Cool. Alright, you happy, Jasper? Yeah, good boy. Check this out. This is one of the old telegraphs. Poles.
Not a problem. The mistletoe bird will eat the seed, and then it's quite sticky. It passes through them quickly, and then when it comes out the other end, it sticks to him. So he has to wipe his butt on the branch to get rid of the seed, and then the seed sticks to the trunk. The branch can germinate, and then it parasitizes off the tree. So, show you something really cool. Certain birds, like honey eaters, will know how to open these flowers. So see how this is closed, this one here? They'll come along and they'll twist, they'll do a little twist, and now it's open.
Clever.
And then they can pollinate. It's only certain birds that can do it.
What happened to this car, Tony? I mean, besides the obvious. That can't have ended well. Wow. Gunshot! Here we come, baby. Woo! They've actually sawed it off. There you go. That sign used to say gunshot. Somebody has actually just sawed the gunshot bit off just as a little memento. So they can stick it in the pool room. I'm not real sure what else you'd do with it, but there you go. You know who you are. Yeah. And they don't care. Yeah. Mate, did you just say you got to put an egg in it?
Crack an egg in it.
Yeah.
Black pepper.
And that'll just clog up the leak.
We're about to make some scrambled eggs.
Apparently, I've never had to do it. Yeah, otherwise you get scrambled eggs.
Yeah. At least we get fed. If it doesn't work.
There's all kinds of everybody's Radiator, but it's had a fairly gnarly
when it comes
injury.
off.
The fans.
Oh yeah,
So it's just the fans just disintegrated.
No, what happens, there's a housing and then the fan connects to that housing part and it just like go.
Holy crackers,
out
wow.
and I heard this.
Really?
What's that?
Not even in the water or anything.
No, we got out of the water, we're just going up the track and then it went click. And I thought something was dragging on the truck.
Wow.
It's like we got to stop straight away, because then all the lights come on.
So you went through Gunshot yesterday with your trailer?
So he and I don't have trailers,
Okay.
but the
How
others
did
do.
I hold it out?
We just went down with that car.
There you go.
Yeah. With the trailer.
Oh, caramba.
Mate, that is huge effort. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
And you've got some new noises, you said, in your vehicle now?
I don't doubt it. Like when we start, like something's going to be rattling.
Wicked.
It's a lot of fun, guys. So it's just terrifying.
Go that way.
What? Look at that. Got all of the gear. Boom. There's that one that way. And there's that one that way.
Come on, Brendan, smile.
Somebody tell him to straighten his wheels.
Woo! Oh,
That's him.
he's done. He's done. Awesome.
Their big problem was they didn't have a female driver.
That is, there you go. There you go. Gunshot, you've heard it. Female drivers, get your four-wheel drives down here. You'd conquer this, no worries. It's the blokes that seem to have all the drama.
That's probably pretty true, you know. Too many girls being that silly to do it.
Really?
Okay. I've got all the water out. It is starting again, which is good. But there you go, you can not only wreck your four-wheel drive here at Gunshot, but you can also wreck your drone. It was a little bit gusty and I feel like a rookie. But anyway, it did end up at the bottom of Gunshot in the water. Fortunately, it's the only thing that I have wrecked at the Cape so far is 2 drones, which is obviously a very expensive mistake. The only enjoyment really in this for the rest of the group was watching Tony try and recover it as he completely went AOT. Thank you, mate. Hey, took one for the team, trying to recover my drone. We'll get home, Katie will hopefully work some magic, and it says the sensor's not reading properly, so it may just need a bit of a clean, but I'm surprised that even when Tony pulled it out of the water, it was still on and filming him. Oh, so good. Those guys, though, that have just hit the wall going down, I don't know, just crazy anyway. But this is adventure, this is life, right? That's what you got to do. You could sit at home and do nothing, or you could get out here and have these kind of experiences. Not one that I would want to do, though. Tony was saying there's about 13 different points, access points in and out around Gunshot. So when you see Gunshot and people say, oh, this is Gunshot, this is... They're right, there is a number of different grades of it, I guess, where they're completely vertical, slightly steeper, more water than others. But look, these guys, unfortunately, don't even have any recovery gear, so you kind of go, well, you know, you need to have yourself sorted as well, don't you, if you're going to take these sort of risks. We're going to have a quick bite to eat, get back to Katie and Jasper, who are back at the van, and then it is on to Jardine Ferry. I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, let's do it. How you feeling?
Like that.
That was, seriously, the worst road that we've experienced in this entire time up here to the Cape.
Yep.
But that's okay. Look out, we're rolling out. We're going to join the queue to get on the ferry.
Righto.
We've already paid the ferryman. $192.50.
But still.
I said to her, is that one way or return? And she said, both.
That's awesome.
Righto.
Don't pay the ferryman until we get you to the other.
Don't pay the ferryman. Don't even think. Pay him twice. Whatever it says. I don't know the words on. Mate, the sun is shining. Come on in, Tony. Our Savannah guide, mate. It's going well?
G'day, yeah.
Very good. Okay, we've been talking a lot about you know, I always call it 5 Ps, my dad used to say. Prior preparation prevents poor performance.
There's another P, but I won't say that.
Is there? Yeah, I know which one that is. But a couple of things that are really basic that we're learning, really, as we're going along with you, daily checks. You know, I said to you, you know, what should you be checking? And you said to me, everything all the time.
Everything all the time.
Yeah.
My customers have heard that a lot.
Yeah.
So look, every day before we start the car off a cold engine, we want to do an underbody check.
Yep.
And then you check all your fluid levels and all that kind of stuff, so you make sure that everything's where it's supposed to be.
Okay.
As soon as you start the car up, your oil's harder to check, your fluids can move, all that sort of stuff. So you want to do it off a cold engine.
Yep, okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
Right, let's talk it through. The other thing too, I mean, that we talked up, we've got McCormick's there in Sandgate, you know, just outside of Brizzy. They're servicing our vehicle, you know, at the moment, really, every time we're doing one of these mega road trips. They've even set me up with a heap of spare stuff, and we've talked about that a lot already, but making sure you're mechanically sound, particularly that you've had your service, and the other one is your tyres, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Well, let's get on to this.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So this was my car tonight. I'm going to come along and yank on the batteries, depending on how many you got. And they shouldn't move at all. Those are great. If they move even a fraction, you want to do them up, because you start hitting the corrugations, that'll vibrate and that'll get looser and looser. And eventually your batteries will crack and all your acid falls out. Not great for your car. Then your car doesn't start.
We met a couple recently. They had done the loop between Alice Springs and Kings Canyon, and their terminal batteries on the terminals on their batteries came loose.
Yeah.
I mean, that's some serious corrugation, but I guess it's also probably not checking it.
That's right.
Yeah.
How many times have they checked it? So as well as grabbing the batteries, you're checking the terminals, you're keeping an eye on stuff. I always say you don't have to be an expert at what's under your bonnet, but have a look every day. And you can see a bit of your belt. It's a great big serpentine belt. There's just one belt on most of these vehicles these days. I can't see much. I'm not that tall. Your vehicle's pretty high, but I can see a bit of it. If there's a fault or something happening in there, usually it'll go all the way around. So I can go, okay, the belt looks like that. I can see the radiator coolant from here. I can see the brake fluid from here. So all these things don't have to take long. You don't have to be an expert. You don't need to know what everything's called. But if you open it up one day and you go, oh, hang on, that didn't look like that yesterday, or the other 100 times I've checked it, what's going on? Is there a leak? Is there damage? Something like that. So checking your fluids, what you can, you're checking your battery terminals, you're checking air filters. Probably once a week you can check your air filter.
Okay.
If it's really clogged up, put another one in. Carry spares.
Yeah, we got 2 spares, right? So, yeah, good idea.
Excellent. Cheap insurance for your motor.
Right,
These big diesels suck through heaps of air.
Yeah.
So, you know, people blow them out with compressors and stuff. I don't bother.
No.
I don't bother, because they'll filter down to 0.3 of a micron. The stuff that you're blowing out is the stuff you can see. You can't see 0.3 of a micron. It's still jammed up in there.
Okay, good point.
So when it gets dirty...
What about the snorkel sock? You know, I've got one going at the moment. What's your thoughts?
I don't like them.
Yeah, okay.
I think it's limiting the air that's going to your filter, which does the job of taking the dust out.
Okay.
I don't like them.
Okay, there you go.
Lots of people do.
I'm getting in trouble, mate.
I know.
Okay, there you go.
And then, okay, so that doesn't have to take very long. And then you're looking at the underbody.
Okay.
I've just come off the canning for the last couple of months, so a month at a time basically, and it's rough. It's really, really rough.
Mm-hmm.
Corrugations on the Cape can get pretty bad too.
Yeah.
So we're looking at the underbody of the car. First of all, we're looking at, are there any leaks and damage? If you're parked on a hard surface and there's a puddle under there and it's a pink coloured puddle, you go, well, what's pink? Oh, radiator fluid. Uh-oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
You know, can't drive anywhere with a hole in your radiator.
Yeah.
So you're looking at leaks and damage. You're looking at your suspension components. You're looking at your shocks, your springs, leaks and damage all the way back underneath. So I'll be looking at your suspension components. It's a lot easier to see under your car than it is on my car. But, you know, you're looking all the way along the drivetrain. Is there any damage? Is there anything leaking? Is there something happening that's not supposed to be? You got your airbags, you're looking at your airbags, you're looking at your shocks, at the back, your springs, making sure everything's where it's supposed to be and not damaged.
Yeah.
And that's, like I say, everything all the time, but that's first thing in the morning, last thing at night, especially if you've been somewhere rough.
Yeah.
Just have a good look at it, so it's not a big surprise the next morning.
Yeah.
Under there. And I'll go all the way around the car looking under from different angles.
Yeah.
Really easy to see under your 79.
Sure.
Quite a bit higher than the 200.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'll look up under there, I'll look up under that way. So you get a good idea of what's going on.
Yeah. No, that's great, mate. You know, look, for us, primarily, you know, we're caravanners, we're towing a 21-foot van. Every time we stop for a tea and a wee, as we call it, which is roughly every hour and a half or 2 hours we do that. That's not only good for Jasper and him getting cabin fever in the car, he's just a better travel companion. We all are better travel companions when we stop. But I always do a walk around the van, but I've got to be honest, I rarely walk around the truck, you know. I just go, no, this thing just keeps going and it's sweet. So some good advice there.
Yeah, have a look all the time.
Yeah.
Go around if you know, most of us have got stuff strapped to our roofs as well. And, you know, looking at mounts and things, especially on really corrugated roads or rough roads.
Great.
Corrugations especially will find any fault. So you just got to check all the time.
We're blown away coming through the Savannah Gulf there. Pretty minimal amount of corrugation, but we did do that 44 kilometres in and out of Cobalt recently. And the Vegemite jar had completely undone and flipped around. Now, it looks as though nothing in the van moved, but we just went, well, there you go. So it's pretty amazing what these vibrations can actually do. So it makes sense.
Stuff it tears apart is incredible.
Right.
Long corrugation, so you've got to be up to scratch.
Awesome. Well, we're going to cover off our tyre pressures as well and do a separate segment on that, because that is one of the main areas that seem to end in disaster if you haven't been on top of that. The 4 Cs, we got off our mate there, the Chief Fiery down there in Hobart from Adam. Thank you, mate. So we'll share that info again as well, and then obviously more of your tips as we're going, mate.
Cool.
Love it. All right, let's do it.
All right.
Pack up and go. Thanks for watching. Please do like, subscribe and share our channel. And if you'd like more information on full-time RV travel and living, visit our website, thefeelgoodfamily.com. There you'll find loads of free resources, our weekly podcast, caravan cooking recipes, our monthly Go RV magazine articles and much more. We look forward to seeing you next week. Take care of yourself and your family, and happy trails.
This road is big. Am I allowed to look at you? Look at me. Hello.
In Tony's spare time, he also Ubers. That's what that stands for.
Yeah, hang on, I've got another pickup. Coming in.
Yeah,
just got to go to Bamaka.
Bramwell Station. Just need to go to Weipa.
Where are we going? Weipa. Just down the road. Too easy, mate.